Hi everyone, this is Tamara Johnson. I am the author of the book Stronger Than I Knew, A Journey Through Trauma, Loss, and Grief. And this is my book right here. And I am a new author, and so I wanted to come and introduce myself to you. Some of you may know me already, and some of you are meeting me for the first time. And I really wanted to just come on here and introduce myself to you, as well as kind of chat with you a little bit about my book and what my book is about. So the name of the title, like I said, is Stronger Than I Knew, and it's my personal journey through trauma, loss, and grief. I am sharing my life's experiences in this book with you all. I am sharing some of the hardships that I have been through in life and how I was able to come through them while still holding on to my principles of faith in Jesus Christ. And so I thought it would be fun to kind of do a little bit of an excerpt reading for you tonight. And I'm going to start with chapter 1. And chapter 1 is called Complicated Grief. And in chapter 1, I am kind of taking you through the moment when I first learned that my father passed away. My dad passed away in 2014 from stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And it was expected news, but it was also very traumatic for me because we didn't know that Daddy was sick until the end. That's something that he chose to keep from us. And so we really didn't have much time to prepare for his passing. And that his passing just brought on a whole host of unresolved emotions and grief, and complicated grief is really what it was. And so in chapter 1, I'm just kind of taking my readers through what that was like for me. And what I want to share with you today is a peek inside the grieving process of people that they may not always talk about. I know I certainly didn't share every aspect of my grieving process. There were a lot of things that I kept private into myself that were very painful and very hard to even come to grips with and understand within myself, let alone be able to articulate. So let's jump right on in. I'm just going to read you a short paragraph, and then I'm going to kind of talk about what was going through my mind in those moments. Let's go. The nighttime was the worst. The new house was too loud and quiet with all its new sounds. Most nights, I'd lay in bed reliving my last few conversations with Daddy. I tried to remember everything he told me. I clung desperately to the memory of the sound of his voice, the way he spoke my name, his laugh, his smile, his smell, but most of all, the last words he said to me, "I love you, baby." So, that moment was so surreal for me. And that was a moment that would happen literally almost every night for about a year. I had just moved to California, where I'm living right now, and right on the heels of Daddy's passing, I moved. So not only was I unpacking grief, so to speak, I was unpacking my house. I was unpacking my family and getting things in order and putting things away and whatnot, and all while simultaneously trying to unpack the immense amount of emotions that I was having at my father's passing. And so for me, nighttime was the worst because I'm in a new environment. I'm getting used to the new sounds of the house. I'm getting used to the new sounds of the neighborhood. But at the same time, it's too loud and it's quiet all at the same time, too quiet. And that's really when my mind would race constantly. Was I a good daughter? Did I do everything that I could have to help Daddy? Regret, which I talk about also in this chapter. Regret for not answering every phone call. Regret for rolling my eyes sometimes during one of our long conversations where he would often lecture me on various topics, because that's the kind of daddy that I had. We would sit and we would talk and we would converse and we would philosophize, and sometimes I wanted to hear it and sometimes I didn't. And in those moments, I would just be like the typical daughter and just, gosh, okay, all right, fine, daddy, whatever. But after he passed and I realized how precious those moments were, it's almost like the missed opportunities haunted me. And it just filled me with such regret and such sorrow that I was trying to grapple with and come to terms with and process and make peace with. And that's something that is very real for a lot of people who grieve. They're the moments that they don't really share. They don't care to share those moments with the rest of the world because they're trying to make sense of it in their own self. They're trying to unpack all of these intense and deep-seated emotions. And so they're not necessarily going to want to talk to you or someone about that. Maybe a therapist, maybe. And that is what I experienced. And, it's not lost on me that it's the holiday season. And this is the time of year for a lot of people where we're happy and we're wanting to be happy and we're going to events and we're doing different things and we're connecting with people, we're reconnecting with people, we're engaging people. But it's also a time for people who are still in their grieving process and they're sad and they're lonely and they might be having moments like the one that I just read to you that I had. They might be having those type of thoughts and grappling with those thoughts. So I want to leave you with just a gentle reminder of, yes, it's the holiday seasons. Yes, we're going to celebrate. Yes, there's so much to be thankful for, but also keep in mind, there may be someone in your midst that might still be in their grieving process. They may still be grappling with these intense emotions of grief that you don't know about. So just, if you know that someone is grieving, be gentle with them. Check in on them. Give them a little extra love and support during the holidays because grief is complicated in and of itself. It's even more so when the holidays come around and you're not picking up the phone to call that loved one, or you're not going to receive that card from that loved one that you normally would receive a card from, whatever the situation may be. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this little reading excerpt, I think I said that right, excerpt from my book. And I'm going to get used to this face because I'm going to be coming back with regular readings so that I can just kind of walk with you through my book and unpack some of the things in my book that maybe you're curious about or maybe you want to know about. And so, yeah, I'm just going to end it right here. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful evening. And until the next time, bye-bye.